And so you're walking along the beach, and you see a small child throwing rocks at the waves. Being an inquiring mind, you stop and speak with the child and ask him, "Why are you throwing rocks into the ocean?" And the child, with that honesty that children have, says, "I am stopping the waves." Well, you know, you can't stop waves by throwing rocks at them, because that is a power far more superior than you. Sometimes I feel like that child throwing rocks at the waves. I know I can't stop it. I know I probably can't change it. But if I can make somebody think, then all of this is all worthwhile. We're in a very strange time. I was talking to the frog outside my window. I've talked to you about the frog. He speaks to me often in the morning. He's very wise. He knows the past, the present, and the future. Most frogs only deal with the present. Now, maybe I hallucinated about the frog. Maybe it was that... Have you heard of that thing called spice? It's a legal drug. I don't like drugs, but I have to take drug tests, so I thought, what the heck, I can't sleep, and my legs feel like they're going to blow up and explode, and I'm very uncomfortable. And a friend said, try this. Just take 2 hits. I said, okay. Well, let me tell you, Jer is frugal, and I do not like spending money on something and not using it all. If I just left that stuff in the pipe thing, the dog might come and smoke it and get high, and I would be arrested, or some terrible thing would happen. So anyway, I took the 2 hits, and I said, oh, this is pretty cool. Actually, I couldn't believe that something could work as good as something I had when I was a child. I mean, it puts me to sleep is what it does, and that's what I wanted to do at that point. So I didn't take 2. I took 7 or 8 puffs on that thing. And let me tell you, it hit quick. And I was in that RV of mine, got up into the bed, and then the minute I lay down in the bed, I realized that this is going further than I wanted to go entirely. I mean, this stuff, how is this stuff legal? I must question this. So I had to come down. I'm like 6 foot in the air, you know. Old man falls 6 foot onto the floor, hits his head on coffee table. I said to myself I could be injured. It took me a while to get out of bed, but I knew it was getting serious. Next, I decided, you're not dressed. So I said to myself, I better put clothes on because I think this is going to get very serious. Very serious. This is serious, by the way. So I opened the door because now I realize I can't breathe. I'm sweating. And to make it worse, I'm throwing up. And I can hardly walk. So I opened the door to the RV and I sort of set out. Now I was partially dressed, we will say. And now I'm sitting at the door of the RV. And I can't get up. I'm half in the RV, half out of the RV. And I can't move. And I look like a dishcloth. Fortunately, as I'm telling myself, if you go to sleep, this could be very serious. I mean, this wasn't like a light flashing they talk about. This was like a floodlight right in front of my face. One of the people staying here, for some reason, calls on the cell phone, which was charging, and even though I couldn't move, I could reach up and grab this cell phone. And he said, Jerry, are you okay? And I said, no, get in here. Anyway, they got me through it. But I have to give a warning. I don't normally try things before I give a warning, but be very careful if you choose to follow the legal path. How in heaven's name can marijuana be illegal and this spy stuff be legal? I mean, this is far worse. Believe me, even though it's legal and can be sold in stores, is far worse than marijuana. Well, that's about the only drug I've ever had. Not that I had it. I smoked it, but I didn't inhale it, like President Clinton. By the way, I'm having trouble breathing from it now. I'll have to use my atomizer. See, this I can use it at the doctor's office. Oh, Joe, we're going to check your blood pressure. Okay, let me take a breath from my inhaler here. Okay. Watch. It's an electronic cigarette. And if you inhale, you don't see the smoke. Jer spent $64 on this. I have yet to decide whether I wasted $64. The thing sucks up the battery. I'm afraid I'm going to be electrocuted every time I pick it up and touch the button. But I don't smoke in the car, and I'm trying to cut down on my smoking. This thing may really help. I don't know if any of you use one of these kind of things. And it doesn't look like a cigarette. That's what I like about it. I tried it right in the doctor's office. Nobody said a thing. Anyway, it helps when one's going through withdrawals for nicotine. I started this talking about a little boy throwing a rock in the ocean. And knowing that I'm like the little boy throwing the rock in the ocean, and it doesn't really make a lot of difference. I keep thinking, if you can make somebody think, one person at a time, that's what you do when you're a teacher. I mean, maybe you can make them think. See, I don't have the answer. I spent my entire lifetime teaching for a church. I spent my entire lifetime totally believing that that church was right. And as I get older and that light is really flashing, and believe me, the other night I thought I was going to the great talk show in the sky, you get the idea that Mel Gibson might have it right. What is this evil power, this Satan? He is called the Great Deceiver. And today, that is happening in this country. And I would be remiss if I did not take all of the years of experience and all of the education I have and all the life experiences and all the people that I've talked to, if I didn't say to you, be very careful. The Great Deceiver is there, as in the movie The Passion of the Christ. You remember, you couldn't tell if he was a man or a woman. You couldn't determine if he was good-looking or she was bad-looking. And the strange thing was, in the movie, you can say what you want about Mel Gibson, but in the movie he got that part of it right. The only people that saw that evil power were Christ and Mary. The others never saw him at all. The Great Deceiver is bad. We have to learn, and if I had no other message to share with you, my friends, we have to determine good from bad. I don't think we have to figure out Mormon, Catholic, Jewish, any of that thing. We just have to know good from bad. We have to recognize it. We have to discern that very carefully, because this religion today, particularly the far right part of it, that has a weak God, that can create life but can't take it away. A God who said, revenge is mine, and revenge is on their lips. They say to you, I come to you in the name of Christ. And if you had a filter and you put it in front of your screen, you'd see the hood of the Ku Klux Klan. That was a religious group. There's trouble coming ahead. And Christians, you will be put to a test. And I ain't speaking about those that work white sheets over their head and use the N-word and say they alone know what truth is. Good luck. Good sailing, if you'll excuse me.